Hey boys and girls, welcome back to Munro Live. We've got a little bit of a treat today. Back of the black curtain over there is a brand new Model 3, a 21. Pretty much everybody else in the crew has had a chance to drive it around or look at it, and they've gotten their first impressions. We've had it for about a week almost, and now it's time for me to have a look. I'm hoping for a lot. This could be a big deal as far as I'm concerned. I want to see what the boys over at Tesla have been doing, and I want to see if they've listened to any of the suggestions that we've given them. So with that, I'm hoping for something really spectacular. So let's have a look. Well, the gap at the top and the gap at the bottom is not the same. Dare I do it? It actually is smooth. They must have fired the guy in charge of the paint department. So let me get my little tool out, and let's see what's what. Okay, so while everybody was getting into position, I got the opportunity to look a little bit, and the first thing is the paint job is far superior to anything I've seen so far off of a Tesla. First off, did you guys wax this or anything? No, and there's no rubbing, no nothing. Okay, so this is a really nice paint job. So that's number one that hit me. Number two, the chrome's gone, and we all know I don't really fancy chrome. The big problem for me right off the bat, as soon as it rolled in fact I think it might be on the original shot, is what's going on here? I can't even get my little stick in here. This hasn't even got 1 millimeter clearance, and I don't have to have a stick for that. I'm banging up against 5. So again, we're getting into the build issues. I don't understand why there's still build issues. That's not acceptable. If Tesla wants to kick some serious ass, the number one thing they've got to work on, which is the easiest thing, is a perfect build. Why is it that every time I look at one of these things, the build is not right? I mean, there's tons of guys out there. I keep recommending all these different kinds of people that can come down and help you out here with this, but this doesn't work for me. And if you want to take over all the market and not just the market you have now, that's got to be fixed. So let me just find out, because that's so close. Well, they didn't. But that's so close that my guess is that it would kiss, but it hasn't. So we need to, closing efforts are harder, which I don't understand, because the closing efforts used to be really good. So I can see that around here the gap is quite large, and then right here you can tell it's like there's a big 0 here. And this, whoops, that's so tight it's grabbing my my little gauge tool. So let's have a look. Let's have a look here and see what's going on with the different aspects. That's flushness is not flush. So you take your little flushness gauge and you can see that it isn't going where it's supposed to. And this area right here still has a bump on it. We can go, and this is a big gap. This is kind of like the gaps you'd see on a an off-road vehicle. My Jeep has gaps that size. That's just so you can wash the dirt out. Let's look at the headlamp or the tail lamps here now. They're not flush either, which means that there's something going on here with the deck lid. So again, if we look at this, you can see that there's quite a large gap there, and I'm taking the contour to the edge. So the radius is what I'm going at. I'm not cheating. Okay, so that's a good, I don't know, a quarter of an eighth of an inch. Okay, so over here, now this is what it's supposed to look like. This is off a little bit, but not enough to catch your eye. Whereas that thing over there has got a lot, and this one here is off a little bit, but not like that one. So build quality again is one of those little things that's always going to plague them until they get some different kind of expertise. Huh. Now this side doesn't look. This side is perfect. So what is the deal? One side I can throw rocks at all day long, but this side no problem. The driver's side that's where you should spend most of your attention, because the driver is going to be probably the buyer. But at the end of the day, why is it that they can connect on this side but not on the other side? I don't know. I was kind of hoping that I was going to see like a brilliant design. I was really hoping that I was going to come out here and it's going to be just so marvelous that I would have nothing bad to say. But once again, I was disappointed. So, but you know what? Okay, so let's put this into perspective. When I saw this car, the Model 3, 3 years ago in 2018, I about puked. I couldn't believe how bad it was. I mean, these are flaws that we would see on a Kia in the 90s or something. This is very, very unusual for a car that, is used to producing luxury vehicles. I can't imagine how they released this. It's just a surprise. Okay, so I can criticize some gaps here and there, but at the end of the day, this is a gigantic improvement over the 3 that I looked at before. Now, I'm going to be doing a ride and drive, and hopefully this is going to please me like the Model Y did. I was really excited about that. Again, the same thing though. What was wrong with the Model Y? Gaps, paint. So they got rid of the paint. You still got gaps on the passenger side. Let's have a look inside. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. I just want to have a peek at what's happening or what's different about the Tesla. Okay, so first off, I said this before, but the interior is nicely appointed. I didn't have much bad to say about about anything that when we were looking at this. Oh, that's a lot more rugged than it was. Let's move that over there. So let me just take a shot at sitting in it. I was a giant in here before, but hey, no, actually this feels good. I feel good. My back is supported. My legs and lumbar, everything here is just hunky-dunky. These are not a big change. I don't see any major issues with interior fit and finish. Yeah, I think this is well done. The interior is definitely well done. I like this a lot. Let's try out the back seat. I love that new car smell. I don't know. I'd love to have that as aftershave lotion. So we're looking back here. The seams are all nicely done. These things, I don't need a gap gauge for this. These are all what they call French stitching, and I kind of like it. It's a single stitch. I'm much happier with the inside than I am with the gaps on the passenger side door. Everything here seems to be, like I say, as good as anybody's. This is fine. The interior is as good as anybody's. A little tough for getting out. So this is going to be our first little look at things. we're definitely we're going to be getting into some detail here. In the next episode, we'll go in a little bit deeper, and we'll probably be taking a few parts out, or at least maybe what we're doing is putting on the hoist. Many of you subscribers or viewers have talked about some of the things that are coming up with NHTSA, the National Highway Safety guys, and saying things about parts not being there and suspension and stuff like that and things falling apart. We're going to check that as well, make sure that this car anyway is suitable for the road, because we're going to be taking it out and driving around a bit. So we're going to have a look at the underside, and we're going to check and see if we can find out whether this has got the mega casting or not. I believe it does, and we're going to just check things out as it were in the next episode to just have a look at the suspension before we take it out for a road drive, and then after that we'll start taking it to pieces. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. Keep tipping those cashiers. Things haven't lightened up as far as I'm concerned. Those guys are risking their lives every time you buy a banana. So let's make sure that they know we appreciate it. Anyway, see you next time. Thank you, and have yourself a great day. Thanks. Like if you talk to the old days with Rolls-Royce and Bentley, they built those cars 5 times. I mean, it was just ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous. Taking it apart, putting it back together, taking it apart, putting it back together, taking it apart, putting. No, Lottie, no, you can't do that. You have to tune it and blah blah. No, you don't. You do not. You build it so that it's to print, and you put it in place, and you go thump thump, and it's done.